So thank you for being there tonight, Mirella Brooks. The first question, en fait, we have is who are you and who was Madalina Manol from the case en fait we are talking to this night?
My professional designations are I'm certified criminal investigative analyst and offender profiler, criminal profiler, certified criminal intelligence analyst and geographic profiler, GPA 1, geographic profiler analyst, and certified anti-terrorist specialist where I use profiling.
Okay, and who was Madalina Manol?
Madalina Manol was a renowned Romanian pop singer who died on her 43rd birthday, and her case is unique in the world. So now I'm trying in August to reopen the case in Romania.
Donc, ce que vous venez de nous dire, en fait, c'est que vous êtes profileuse, en fait, depuis longtemps, en fait, que vous avez été en Afrique du Sud, puis vous êtes venu au Canada enseigner, puis pratiquer la criminologie. Madalina Manol, en fait, est une pop star roumaine qui a été tuée dans des circonstances, en fait, brutales. Et que vous allez nous en faire part de cette démonstration en fait dans ce qui va suivre. So let's go.
Allow me to share the screen to start with the case.
Thank you.
Oh, 1 second, please.
So one slide.
So this is Madalina. I always show my victims. So she died on her birthday. Why this case is unique in the world? First of all, we have equivocal death. We don't know if it was homicide or suicide. And when I mention uxoricide, I'm referring to the death of a wife when the spouse, the husband or the partner, the living partner is in the house and he's the main witness. The cause of death, and I'm mentioning like this, it was ingestion of over 400 milliliters carbofuran. Is a very powerful pesticide. The quantity in her body was enough to kill elephants. A friend of mine in the field mentioned.
So let me translate.
Yes.
Let me translate for those two parts. En fait, donc nous avons affaire à un meurtre en fait, une mort équivoque. En fait, était-ce un homicide domestique ou un suicide? En tout cas, pour ce qui est de la cause de la mort, par injection en fait de 400 millilitres en fait de carbofurane, un poison violent.
We also have a stage crime scene. And later on, during the analyzing of the case, I'm going to mention what the stage crime scene is. And another reason is why this case is so unique is that we have a totally contaminated crime scene.
Donc, cette affaire, en fait, est unique en son genre, car la scène du crime a été contaminée entièrement.
The case was closed as suicide, though it was a very faulty investigation, including the autopsy report, the autopsy performed, and also suicide wasn't proved. And now we have my team that I formed, we have enough evidence to show that it was murder.
D'accord, donc le cas a été résolu en fait puisque on a écarté assez vite la thèse du suicide en fait qui n'a pas été prouvé et qu'il y a eu des fautes en fait dans l'investigation.
And if you allow me, the case was in the Romanian mass media for years, and even now is mentioning her name, and the case is going to get media attention, and the opinions are divided.
Yes, of course.
About very briefly about victimology about Madalina. She grew up in a very stable and loving family. They were spiritual people. I met her parents in 2015, if I'm not wrong. I went to Romania to meet them. And they were very supportive of Madalina to pursue her passion, which was music and guitar.
Et donc, en fait, en termes de victimologie, on s'intéresse à la famille, en fait, une famille stable, aimante, spirituelle, et qui l'a supportée dans son métier, en fait, de chanteuse et de guitare. That's all right.
Education, she had a high school of chemistry. She studied to be an air traffic controller, and she also during her after the working hours, she was attending the art school music.
Ok. Au niveau de son éducation, en fait, elle a été elle a fait en fait de l'université en fait, et puis elle a fait l'école de l'air et des trafics en fait aériens en tant que contrôleuse. Et puis elle a fait une école d'art et de musique.
She worked as an air traffic controller for 4 years. She had numerous concerts in Romania. It was an artistic movement. She had one movie role, and she had um, numerous national and international concerts from in Europe and United States. I think she was even in Canada. Then she also have plenty of TV appearances.
Alors, au niveau de sa carrière professionnelle, en fait, elle a fait 4 ans en fait dans le trafic aérien en tant que contrôleuse. Puis elle a fait pas mal de concerts en prêtant sa voix et sa guitare, avec en fait une culture renommée en fait et un mouvement artistique en fait très fort qui l'a suivi dans son art vocal. Voilà.
And the last part of victimology, she was married before. She was married to an older man. He was a very famous composer. When she got her highest popularity, because the songs she composed, they were, even now, people are listening to them. Both of them, they become very rich. His music and her singing, but she divorced him because he found out that he cheated on her. And at the divorce, she refused to take her part of the share. She said she needs nothing, she wants out of the marriage.
D'accord, donc de son premier mariage, en fait, elle était mariée à un compositeur, en fait, reconnu, en fait, très populaire, très riche. Elle a divorcé, en fait, et son mari, en fait, l'a trompée et elle a refusé, en fait, et il a refusé de prendre part à son succès, à sa richesse.
After the divorce, for a few years, she had very high standard morals. She wasn't like other singers, to have one night stand or having today a boyfriend, tomorrow another one. I know for sure, and I know about this person. It was a very rich American gentleman who met her at the concert in the United States, and he proposed marriage. She refused because she wanted to be in Romania next to her parents. In the meantime, she had some in vitro attempts because she wanted to have a child, and she built herself uh, her own wealth, a house, 2 cars, properties, land, and not to mention money in the bank. And at the time of her death, uh, her son was 13 months old.
Donc, en fait, pour sa période de divorce, pour résumer, en fait, elle avait de hauts standards moraux, en fait, et puis elle a refusé, en fait, ce côté aventure, mariage, en fait, proposé aux États-Unis. Puis, elle a tenté, en fait, d'avoir un enfant avec des tentatives in vitro. Et elle a voulu mener, en fait, une vie riche, libre. Et elle a donné naissance en fait à son fils de 13 mois au moment où elle décède.
The second marriage, as I was told by her parents in Germany when she had a concert, she met her second husband, also a Romanian. He was playing in a band, and at the time when they got together, Madalina was very wealthy and he had nothing to his name. Uh, the second marriage, the husband was cheating again, and he became very controlling after the marriage. He was a very nice guy, as everyone told me, before the marriage. The day of the marriage, he started controlling her, and you can see this in the wedding videos. And that's the reason she wanted another divorce now.
Donc en fait, là, on parle de son second mariage avec quelqu'un qui est un compositeur qui voulait être très connu, un joueur de piano. Madalina en fait est riche à ce moment-là en fait, et puis son mari ne l'était pas du tout. En plus, pour la seconde fois, son mari la trompe et veut la contrôler et donc, elle va divorcer. She divorced a second time.
No, her father mentioned to me that a few months after the marriage, because he was so controlling, and I have this information also from other sources, she realized what mistake she made, so she wanted to divorce him.
Ah oui. Donc, en fait, à l'époque, sur son deuxième mariage, elle envisageait de divorcer.
About the second husband, some brief notes, suspectology. The reason is during the case investigation, you'll see why this is necessary. So he also studied music. His employment, sound engineer at a TV station, even now he works there, the same position, but
Yes.
in his spare time, he was playing music.
Oui, alors donc au niveau de la suspectologie, en fait, qui s'intéresse au second mariage, notamment en fait l'éducation, éducation donc à musique au conservatoire, employé en fait en tant qu'ingénieur du son et membre en fait du groupe de musique. Le premier mariage en fait au niveau de ce suspect en fait toujours dans la musique avec son et toujours contrôlant. What does that mean, controlling after the
Controlling,
marriage?
I mean, he decided what everything she was doing from clothing. He was telling her what to wear, what not to wear, what songs to sing. For example, she was very popular with the songs from written by the previous husband.
He
So
was very possessive. Possessive.
yes,
No?
so,
Yeah.
yes.
Hmm. Okay.
And what I found out about him, especially for more than 10 years, I'm investigating this case. He was previously married. He wasn't from Bucharest, but he was married in Bucharest. The first wife was also in the music, a singer, or anyway, something in the musical field. She was wealthy because of her parents. And the same, he was very possessive, as you mentioned, with her. And as far as I know, and I have my sources, which I cannot divulge, he tried to convince her to put her apartment, a very expensive apartment in a high
Donc
area
en
in
fait,
Bucharest, to put it in his name because he's the man in the house.
on a on a affaire à quelqu'un en fait qui est très contrôlant, très possessif, peut-être like a narcissistic perverse.
Sorry?
Can we say that he's a pervasive narcissistic?
I'm not mentioning about narcissism now. That is going to be another analysis of him, but
Okay.
definitely he was controlling and he demanded that her
Donc en
property
fait,
should be on
donc, en fait
his name.
Mirella, il voulait faire en fait que tout ce que Madalina, il voulait contrôler en fait Madalina. Il l'a même en fait obligée à vivre dans un appartement. Donc il voulait tout contrôler dans sa vie. Ouais.
The second marriage with Madalina was 10 months. So they got married in October 2019. July 2014, she was already dead. And as I mentioned, he cheated on her and he was controlling immediately after the marriage.
Alors donc, sur son second mariage, en fait, à Madalena, en fait, ça a duré 10 mois. Un mariage, en fait, finalement, qui porte la marque, en fait, du contrôle après le mariage. Et on a affaire à nouveau à quelqu'un qui trompe Madalena.
And after Madalena's death, he inherited her entire estate. And during the case investigation later on, you'll see what he did at the day of her death. A few days after her funerals, paparazzi caught his mistress coming to Madalina's house, driving her cars because he didn't have a driving license. And in all these years, he had lots of girlfriends, most of them singers. And now he's married to, I think, the first or the second mistress. I don't know which number she was.
Oh yeah, that's awful. C'est terrible en fait. Après la mort de Madalina, il a hérité en fait du bien immobilier. Il a eu une maîtresse en fait quelques jours après l'enterrement. Et puis il a eu quelques relations en fait avec des chanteuses et il a eu un troisième mariage.
Uh, Before I go to the next slide, before we close, I want to mention something. Madalina's parents, because he was very aggressive, and I have interviews with him on TV, he became very aggressive. He never allowed her parents to see their grandson again, though they had a court order for visitation rights. He actually refused, and the question mark was: is his child or the first husband semen? You know, because she done in vitro before she met him.
Ah oui, alors en fait, c'est terrible. So you say that after, en fait, she was in vitro, he cheated her. That's what you say?
Madalina, before she met the second husband, the first husband donated sperm. So for her to have in vitro pregnancy, not all the pregnancies they were successful. So the question mark was, even in the case, even after her death, whose child is that? Because everyone knew that her first husband donated the sperm.
Ah oui, d'accord, ok.
And he didn't want her parents to come, though they had court order, he totally refused, he was aggressive. What happened, they didn't allow anyone to come near the child. Maybe he was, we can assume that maybe he was afraid of DNA.
What you are telling us is that we do even know who the child was from.
Yes, because she was going for in vitro before she met him.
Okay, that's all right. Okay.
So now, the timeline, 24 hours, okay, before her death.
Donc en fait, 24 heures en fait qui ont précédé before her death. Précédé.
So she died on the 14th. So we have the 30th of July. She was at home with her child and her mother-in-law. Her mother-in-law came a day before, or maybe that morning. That was very confusing, the date when she arrived. And she called her mother-in-law type of a witch.
Donc, elle était à la maison, en fait, avec son fils et sa belle-mère quand le père appelle.
And also she called her father to invite her parents and her nephew, which she adored,
Donc, son père appelle. Ouais.
to come for her birthday the next day. So at 7:30 p.m., she was at the studio. She had the rehearsal for a concert and the new CD coming out. And she stayed there plus minus 10 o'clock in the evening.
Donc là, ça se passe de commentaires. On comprend en fait, en effet, qu'elle était au studio dans les tranches horaires qui sont indiquées.
The studio was downtown Bucharest, and she lived at the edge of the city, a very rich area. Then they drove from the studio because her husband was part of the band.
Mhm. Donc en
She
fait,
was driving,
ils partent du studio pour aller au magasin en fait à 11,3 km.
and they drove to the store, and I put the distance and the time in plus minus. And the CCTV camera from the store
Ouais.
recorded them when they got inside the store.
D'accord, donc la caméra de surveillance en fait nous montre en fait que dans ces créneaux-là, elle est au magasin.
And then we have the distance and the time plus minus when they arrive home.
Et puis ensuite, elle rentre chez elle en fait avec une distance de 8,3 km.
Now it's becoming interesting. What the husband said on the 14th of July, he said after they arrived home, they had supper. And that is the first lie, because the autopsy report show that Madalena didn't eat for more than 24 hours.
Donc alors là, ils rentrent chez eux, ils soupent, c'est le premier mensonge parce que le rapport d'autopsie montre que Madalina a mangé en fait n'a pas mangé depuis plus de 24 heures.
Then he said at midnight, I wish Madalena happy birthday.
Donc à minuit, on souhaite l'anniversaire en fait à Madalina.
And then he declared that at 5:30 in the morning, he wake up because he didn't feel her next to him in bed.
Donc à 5h30 du matin, il se réveille et Madalina n'est pas dans son lit à côté de lui.
Now, what else he declared? He said that I went to the second bedroom, which was the first floor of the house, to check if she was there. And he said that usually she slept in that bedroom. Though I don't have the color picture now, as you see, the bed is not doesn't show that someone was in the bed. The bed shows like in the hotel, when they make it easy for you to remove
Donc
the blanket.
le lit n'est pas rangé comme si elle avait dormi dedans en fait.
So then he said, I went downstairs to check for his wife.
Donc
So
en fait, il se rend
I'm going to explain.
pour aller la voir.
I'm going to explain the crime scene now. So this is the entrance. Those are the stairs. This is the main hallway, entrance hallway. I hope you can see it. The garage, the door was closed.
Ok.
And here we have the kitchen.
Donc la cuisine.
And here is a half bathroom, a small bathroom.
Et une petite salle de bain.
This is the utility room.
Donc la dépendance.
And how he found Madalena and the ambulance at the crime scene. You know how I call the Barbie?
Yes.
Like this.
La Barbie. Ok.
Yes. What he said initially, you see, I put a blue dot here. He said that when I came downstairs, I've seen her in front of the bathroom door. But nobody moved Madalena in front of the utility room, and the distance is over 3 meters.
D'accord. Donc, can you summarize what you are saying?
He said, okay, I don't know if you see my arrow. You see my arrow on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So he said, I went downstairs and I found my wife on the floor in front of the bathroom door.
He says that she was on the bathroom, or obviously
no, in front of the bathroom. This is a hallway. This is a ground floor hallway.
In front of the bathroom, but she's not.
No, that is a second lie, because nobody moved the body here.
Donc en fait, on pense que lui, il déclare en fait le mari en fait que Madalina en fait est à côté en fait de la salle de bain. Or, elle ne l'est pas. C'est son second mensonge.
And the distance between the bathroom and where her heels are is over 3 meters.
Ouais, la distance entre lui et Madalina en fait est de 3 mètres.
So this is a picture from the crime scene. That is
Ok.
that is how Madalina was found in front of the utility door. As you see, I didn't show the real
Mhm.
picture. So the case from here becomes very interesting because here the crime scene was contaminated 100%. And if you wish,
Donc
we can
là,
talk next time.
Donc là, c'est intéressant en fait parce qu'on observe le cadavre de Madalina Manol et que on se rend bien compte en fait que à un moment donné, il y a contamination en fait de la scène de crime absolument entièrement. Voilà.
And as a spoiler alert for next time, as you see the pants, here they are under her heels. That leg wasn't moved, but the left, yes, the left
Mhm.
pants, the leg, it was moved by the ambulance.
Ah oui, donc en fait là, elle a un pyjama en fait qui est apparemment relevé jusqu'au genou et c'est l'ambulance en fait qui l'a relevé. Donc c'est pour ça
And
qu'on n'arrive pas à se rendre compte vraiment en fait de comment était Madalina Manol
as you
au moment.
see the arm next to the body.
Mhm.
So according to the husband, she poisoned herself. She drank enough poison to kill elephants
Donc
and fall down on the ground in that position, laying down perfectly, legs straight, hands near the body.
D'après lui, en fait, Madalina Manol s'est suicidée en absorbant en fait du poison, ce qu'on verra par la suite n'est tout à fait faux.
Okay, so if you want next episode, we can continue because it is extremely interesting from here on.
Okay, so maybe we are about to close in 5 or 10 minutes. Do you think it's okay?
Yes, of course. We'll see each
Okay.
other next time.
So okay. So we'll
Thank you.
see on the next time. Thank you. En fait, it was very interesting. En fait, c'est the first time en fait I do the show like you with you, and it was great. It was great.
And this is a case of murder simulated with a powerful pesticide, which is not only that, but also the case to reopen is a big fight for which my team and I we are trying to reopen.
Donc, ce que vous nous dites, en fait, Mirella, c'est que ça a été très difficile, en fait, pour rouvrir l'affaire et que pour vous, en fait, c'était important, en fait, de témoigner pour rendre hommage à Madalina Manol. Voilà.
And this is the first time in the world we have a case of a murder simulated suicide with this pesticide.
Okay. So thank you and
Thank
bye-bye.
you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye.